Well, why is childhood trauma an important facet to measure? I'd like to answer that question by telling a story. Like most parents, I start my day very similar to you. It's a whirlwind in the morning of backpacks, book bags, breakfast, hustling into the car, driving my two daughters to school. When I pull up to the school building, my daughters pop out, and I say the exact same 4 things every single day. Bye, honey. Have a good day. See you tonight. Love you. And as I drive off, there's a little phrase in the back of my mind that begins to echo, and it says, I hope so. And quickly as a parent, you have to extinguish that phrase to have any sanity to get through the rest of your day. And to this day, I still solely believe that schools are a very safe place for children. But something happened February 14th, 2018, that we all began to question that just a bit. It wasn't the first time, but there was a particular school shooting that day. Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, Parkland, Florida. 17 lost their lives, 17 were wounded. And as a result of that particular school shooting, a movement emerged, and that movement was called March for Our Lives. Now, the following month, there were March for Our Lives rallies that really sprung up throughout North America. And living in the Washington, D.C. area, my daughters asked my wife and I, we'd like to go to the March for Our Lives rally. Now, I am not a political person. It's not something I'm really into. And reluctantly, my feet dragging on the ground, decided we took them down to the rally. Nearly 1 million people lined the streets of Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. And I'm proud to say to this day, I've never been to a political rally. This was my colleagues, my friends, my coworkers, my neighbors, and children. Some of the most eloquent speeches I heard that day were other students from Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. And they weren't only describing what happened that day, there was a loud and clear message that absolutely resonated with everyone. And the message was simply this: we cannot learn unless we feel safe. We cannot learn unless we feel safe. I was incredibly moved by that message. I don't have the political answer to that question, but what I can do is do what I do best and dive into the literature and dive into the research. And in my quest for trying to understand what is it about fear and anxiety and trauma that interferes with our ability to take a test in school, to comprehend what we read, to socially and emotionally reach out to a peer. We cannot learn unless we feel safe really resonated with me. So as a result of that experience, the seeds for the fact scale were germinated because I ended up writing a book based on my research about trauma. And schools at the end of the day are educational institutions. They are not rehabilitation centers. But that's not to say as an educational institution, they cannot be more informed and aware about how trauma may interfere with learning. And that really was the gateway into my exploration into the field of stress and trauma with kids.